Hi, my name's Taylor. It's nice to meet
Hi, I'm
you.
Samuel. Nice to meet you as
How are
well.
you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Did you find getting here okay today?
Yeah, not bad. Just drove here. Yeah.
Drove here. Was parking okay?
Yeah, that was all good.
Yeah, are you from the area? Did you know your way here well, or?
Yeah, I just came from Lane Cove, so not too far. Pretty easy
Oh,
to get here.
nice. Have you been at Lane Cove very long, or?
Just about 6 months actually.
Oh, 6 months? Where were you before that?
Melbourne actually. Yeah.
Melbourne, lovely. Did you love it down there?
I did. Yeah, the coffees are pretty amazing, and the brunch scene and the art is certainly something.
Yeah, of course. I was there a few years ago, and I remember the street art was a big thing down there.
Yeah, no, as I said, yeah, it's massive. Yeah.
Is there anything in particular you like about Sydney, having been up here a few months now?
Oh, look, I think just the harbour and the scenery. We kind of don't have that kind of thing in Melbourne. I mean, there's
Of course.
Port Jackson Harbour, but it doesn't really compare.
Yeah, of course. Have you had a chance to go over to Manly area yet? Or?
I have actually once or twice. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Of course, catching the ferry and doing all those sorts of things, it's quite
Yeah.
enjoyable as well.
Certainly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can I get you anything at all? I've got some water just behind me. There's tissues just here.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. Thank you.
No worries. Have you been in this sort of interview before or seen a lawyer at all?
No, I haven't actually. No.
Okay, well, I'll explain how this is going to work. So I'll just give you a few admin things to start with, just explain a couple of things, and then I'll just want to hear from you in your own words about what brings you here today, what your concerns are.
Sure.
I'll probably take a couple of notes if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
And then I'll just ask you some follow-up questions just to make sure I've got all the detail from you and all the information I can possibly get, just to make sure that when we progress from there that we can do as much as for you as we can.
Of course. Yeah. Sure.
So just so that you're understanding, anything you say to me today will be kept between you and the firm. I can't disclose anything to any outside party at all. So please feel comfortable to tell me anything that you're ready to share, just because it's going to help me help you.
Okay.
The only reason I would ever disclose any information is with your consent, or if the court compels me to do so, but again, I would be informing you if that situation would arise. So I guess the next thing for me to ask is just what brings you here today?
Sure. Yeah. So. I'm here because of a few issues with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, she's becoming quite elderly as the
Mm-hmm.
years go on now, and she's behaving a bit oddly. Like the last couple of months, she's been a bit forgetful, and more recently, she's kind of told me that she thinks her carers are stealing from her,
Okay.
and I thought that was quite odd. Seeing that I am basically her full-time carer, apart from the people that come in. And I haven't noticed anything, so I'm not sure what's going on there, really.
Mm.
But yeah, so...
No, it's always difficult when
Yeah.
you're seeing your mother and someone that you care about deteriorate in that way. Are you aware of any medical conditions or anything like that at all?
Look, we haven't had any actual consultations, so I'm not too sure on the medical front, but yeah. But basically, so with my mum's condition in mind, I'm basically looking to alter her will because I'm kind of the sibling. So I have 3 siblings, but I'm the child that's kind of doing the most amount of caring and spending the most amount of time. So I'm essentially her full-time carer, and the other siblings of mine just aren't kind of picking up their fair share of the load.
Is your mother, are you in here on behalf of your mother, or
No,
externally to her? Or?
Externally to her, I'm just
Okay.
kind of think that it's in her best interest.
Of course.
Fairness, yeah.
Would you be happy to bring your mother in for a separate interview just to sort of gauge where she's at and that sort of thing as well? Just obviously it being her will eventually need to bring her into this process.
Sure, yeah, maybe a bit further down the line, maybe.
Yeah, of
sure.
course. So you sort of mentioned that your siblings weren't active in taking care of your mother. What was your relationship like with your siblings?
Look, at the moment, our relationship kind of isn't great. Basically, kind of, I'm not really a big fan of kind of how they're not really doing their fair share of the caring, and kind of in response to that, they kind of accusing me of forcing my mum to change her will, which is not true at all. I'm just kind of doing what's fair, really. So yeah, we haven't got the best relationship at the moment. It's not really too amicable.
Yeah, that's never good. Must be really stressful for you as well.
It is a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've just got mum's best interests at heart.
Of course. Were you close with your mum growing up?
Not really that close, actually. Yeah, not not too close. More recently, kind of later years, I guess I've become more close to her.
Of course, of course. So do you feel that your siblings felt the same way about your mother? Like, are you all sort of becoming, I guess, closer to her in later years, but then you feel that your siblings aren't doing enough, or?
Yeah, they were pretty close to her when we were younger, and I think they've just kind of gone on with their lives and kind of maybe don't see kind of her condition to the extent that I do.
Yeah. So just to clarify with you, how long have you sort of seen that your mother's condition's been deteriorating?
Pretty much, yeah, the past 5 months since I've been up
months?
here, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Is that what brought you up here, is to be closer to your mother because you felt that she was deteriorating? Or?
I actually lost my job in Melbourne, and so I've moved in with my mum.
Okay.
To be her carer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, as I said, the other siblings aren't doing their fair share. And yeah, so because of financial stress, kind of losing the job, I can't really afford my own place in Sydney, so.
Okay. So, you haven't looked for any sort of jobs or anything like that around Sydney or anything like that, or?
I mean, I've been seeking it, but kind of haven't really had any success, really.
Mm-hmm. And is your mother sort of aware of your situation in that respect, or?
I mean, I believe she's as aware of it as she can be. I mean, in her state, she certainly gets quite confused and...
Of course.
Yeah, doesn't kind of take in stuff as well as she once did, so...
Yeah, of course. That must be very stressful for you to be balancing financial burden as well as the burden of your mother.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe that... So your siblings have expressed concern to you about your mother's estate, is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah. Has your mother ever expressed to you previously that she intended on changing her will at all, or?
No, she hasn't.
She hasn't? So what changes were you wanting to make exactly?
So I was hoping to alter the will so that Mum's main asset, the house, will be left exclusively to me. So currently the will states that it'll be shared equally as an asset between the 4 siblings. 4 children, I should say. But I just don't think that's fair, given the fact that I've been doing all the work in caring for Mum.
And so is that, just to clarify, is that the home that you're currently living with her in Lane Cove? Or?
Yeah, so the house is in Lane Cove, down near the water, 3 stories, yeah.
Have you had the house valued recently at all, or?
About a year or 2 ago, I think my siblings got a valuation for about $7 to $8 million as a sale price.
And you mentioned that the current will states that it should be divided between yourself and your 3 siblings. Are you aware of any other assets that is mentioned in your... Any other parties to the will that you're aware of at all? I guess one final line of inquiry. Have yourself and your mother ever discussed potentially the sale of the property to put her into a home or pursue other medical alternatives for her at all?
Look, I haven't discussed it with my mother. I haven't discussed it with her carers. I think my siblings might have talked about it, with themselves, but they just they don't understand the situation and they don't see it like I do. They aren't there as a, full-time carer, and it's just kind of not really in my best interest either, because, this is where I'm living, and if she went into a nursing home, then the house would have to be sold, and I just don't think that's fair for me.
Okay, so your siblings are interested in selling the house? Is that what you're sort of saying? Or?
Potentially. I haven't really discussed it at length with them, but regardless, they just don't really understand the situation like I do.
And given you're out of employment at the moment, as you mentioned, I suppose you're not interested in... You have no other place to live, so you're not interested in the sale of the home at this stage.
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, so basically what I've gotten from you here in my notes is essentially you're just wanting to make an inquiry as to how to go about changing your mother's will in terms of who her house is left to, and how to make changes to her will just to represent the care that you've given to her as opposed to that of your siblings. I have that all in my notes here. So from here, I'll basically take these notes and pursue lines of inquiry and solutions there for you, and I'll be in contact with you as to how this process will move forward.
Okay,
Thank you so much for coming in and seeing me today. I really appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you.